Welcome back to Season 1, Part 2 of Real Talk and Whatnot. I'm your host, Micah, Diele, and the first episode back we have for you guys is none other than the Sisters of the Valley, or more commonly known to you as the Weed Nuns. So before we get into that, let's get into our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Marcus Rodriguez. If you're looking to buy a home in this competitive market but not too sure where to start, or even if you're considering selling your home but you don't know where to start, look no further than Merced's preferred realtor, Marcus Rodriguez. You can find him at 209-554-1715 or go to his website at www.myrealtormarcus.com. And if you want to send him an email, why don't you go ahead and do that as well. His email is info@myagentmarcus.com. Once again, you guys, his email is info@myagentmarcus.com. This podcast is also brought to you by Alien, a new fitness wear company on a mission to support mental health. There are over 7 billion people on Earth, many that struggle with anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, or just feeling like you have no one that cares. If you feel that way, just know you are not alone. Alien features high-quality men and women activewear designed to help you reach your goals both in and out of the gym. A percentage of all proceeds are donated to suicide awareness and prevention. Once again, you guys, shop now at alien.org. That is brought to you by Tanner Dodson, you guys. He's a great guy. He's been on this podcast, and just please go support him and his brand. I'll have the links in the description below. Alrighty, you guys. Welcome back to Real Talk and Whatnot. I'm your host, Micah Diele, and if you're new to this podcast, this is a show where I highlight the talented individuals who live within the Central Valley of California, as well as people in general who are passionate about what they do. Now, the reason that Merced means so much to me is, it just means so much to me because I'm born and raised here. But one thing that happened recently is, sadly, my grandmother passed away, my Nana, and I was reminded of a story about how my family came to Merced. And that is my grandma and grandpa headed from Colorado all the way to California. They had, 5-6 different teaching interviews along the way. One of them happened to be in Merced. They were like, maybe not. They went down to Fresno, kept going for another interview, and my Nana actually told my grandpa, said, hey, let's go back to Merced. I like that place. And my papa was kind of hesitant, like, we just drove an hour. Are you serious, you guys? Are you serious? We want to go all the way back? And she was like, let's go back to Merced. So they came back to Merced, bought a house, started a family, and long story short, that's the reason that I'm here in Merced. So I was reminded of that the past few weeks, and it's just something that I hold dear to my heart. It's the reason that I love Merced so much. It's the reason that I'm in Merced, and I just wanted to shed light on that aspect of how I got here. Now, you guys, once again, let's remind you guys about reviews and downloads. Make sure you're downloading every single podcast on whatever podcast app you're doing, as well as leaving a comment or review if you're watching this on YouTube. Now, let's just jump into today's episode. Today's episode is the Weed Nuns, you guys, or Sisters of the Valley, or just freaking a great group of ladies. I had the best time with them on my podcast. We laughed. We learned what their mission statement is. We learned what they're about. We learned just what a Weed Nun is, and we just learned I don't know. I learned so much. I felt like it was just a great podcast. I couldn't stop laughing. We got a lot of fan questions in there. We answered all of them. We talked about, I don't know. We just talked about so much, and I'm just so excited to share this one with you guys. So without further ado, you guys, please welcome Sisters of the Valley, a.k.a. the Weed Nuns. This is it. Real talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's what it is. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk.
Alrighty, you guys. My guest today is the Sisters of the Valley, or better known, I would say, as the Weed Nuns. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Sister Quinn.
I'm Sister Sophia.
And how did this all come to be? What is a Weed Nun?
Want to start? Want to kick this off, Quinn?
You should start.
Oh my God! So, are you talking personally or just?
Let's start how everything started, and then how you guys came to join it.
Okay, so founder Sister Kate, right? So she started this movement. Maybe 7 years ago? Really, it's a revival from the Beguines way back in the day, around 600, 800 AD.
What's a Beguine?
Oh my gosh. So let me read you something. See, I came prepared.
You're good, dude.
Because I thought, you know what, this question's going to come up, and Sister Kate does it so well, and I sort of flub my way through it, only because it's not that I don't know, it's that that really the fundamental parts and pieces of all of this, it's much better read out loud. So the original Beguines, starting from the 600s, they were burned by the Inquisition, and that's how like a lot of that history was lost, right? So the only proof of the lives of the Beguines is through the Christian Beguines. We know that Christian Beguines became the only kind of Beguines by fire and sword. So we relate to our Beguine ancestors from that period of time who did not affiliate with any religion, and basically it started as like just this movement of people from all walks of life that created safe havens within villages or on the outskirts of villages, and really it was destined and set up so that they could support each other, themselves and each other in communal living setting, where they ate together, lived together, and worked together, each bringing their own unique personality, characteristics, and specialty to their way of life. And they were herbalists, and they lived, with the plants and made their medicines from the plants and tended to the sick in the villages there and also in castles. For the kings and queens and lords and ladies of the castles.
Oh, so and then you guys are basically just the modern day Beguines, right?
Basically.
And so she started it like 7 years ago, you said?
Yeah.
And then so how did she go about, really like which one of you guys came first into the sisterhood?
Well, I think it started with not us. Like it started with Sister Kate, and she would show up to, protests as Sister Occupy in her habit. And a lot of people approached her and they're like, hey, like, can you formalize this? Like, can you make this a movement? And she's like, challenge accepted, you know? And so she did research and figured out the commonalities between a lot of different belief systems, that are around, and, researched the Beguines, like Sister Sophia just outlined, and really realized that she wanted to make this movement, based on that information. And she started, experimenting with a salve recipe. And she decided that she wanted to, focus on CBD products and the healing of cannabis, because the plant's very marginalized. Like, we're rooted in activism. So obviously we're going to use a plant that's very marginalized to, do our work through. So I think that's kind of the very, very beginning.
Right. And I think it also started, to Quinn's point, as a marginalized woman herself, a throwaway woman herself. She was homeless at one point.
Oh, okay.
And really just went through even pre that, there was just hardship. So if you guys read Sister Kate's book,
The Accidental Nun, it's on Kindle.
Is that what it's called, The Accidental Nun?
Yeah. It's her whole really life story leading up to the point of creating the sisterhood. And mind you, the sisterhood, it doesn't just mean only sisters. We also have brothers. And back in the day, the Beguines, the brother Beguines were called Begarts. And so, we live with some of our brothers, and some of our brothers live off-site and take care of the farm and help us out. We have a really great relationship with the masculine, and they have a place. They are there at the will of the sisters.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even, because one of the questions was like, can a guy join? Or was like one of the Instagram?
So yes.
Yeah, we have brothers.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sure.
And then, so how did you two, how did you find your way into the sisters?
I think Sophia joined before I did.
I took my vows in 2019, January of 2019. Pre that time, it was like May of 2018. I saw like a little 60-minute stint on Facebook of the sisters, and I was already, sort of making my way through life, and my daughter was old enough and she was headed to college, and I'm like, I've always just felt a really strong pull towards spiritualism. Not anti-religious by any means, but grew up Greek Orthodox and also raised my daughter Catholic. So I've had, many lives throughout the whole religious experience and spiritual experience. And so I saw Sister Kate and the sisters, and I saw the connection between plant and spirituality and connecting with the people and being in service to the people. And it just wrung this heart it just rung with my heart.
It pulled on your
yes,
heartstrings.
it pulled on my but I was going to say it rang the bell for my heart. That's what I meant to say. And it just called me forward, and I started investigating, and then met with them like 8 or 9 months later, and went that route.
Dang. And then how about you?
So I joined Sisters of the Valley in, I think it was 2019 too, but it was in the summer. And I came to work at the farm. And I had heard about Sisters of the Valley, and it intrigued me because I found healing through cannabis when I was in high school and college because I have ADD, and they put me on Adderall.
Oh, dude,
and
I was prescribed for Adderall.
I hated my life, and I was like, is this going to be the rest of my life? Am I just going to have to take a pill the rest of my life? And then I started using cannabis, and I noticed that it actually helped me more than the pills. So I kind of just switched to that. And so I became a sister around the time I started working at the farm. It wasn't one of those things where it was really a conversation. It was like, yeah, I'm doing this. You know, this is what I want to do.
And so where are both of you guys from?
I'm from Michigan.
Michigan.
And I'm from Canada.
And you're from Canada. Well, like my shirt, huh? Canada. I gotcha. And then, so how did you guys both get to this area, Merced area?
Okay.
I packed all my shit up and I moved.
She recently moved.
Oh, so in like 2019 when you became a sister?
Yeah, so actually, so
Wow.
the story really is, just to expand on it, I was looking to open up my own business. And part of the movement, this movement, is the empowerment of women and making them stronger in this market arena that's really filled with men. Nothing against you guys, but we are paid
Patriarchy owns
less.
everything.
and I was tired of just living, and I really wanted to living this the same way, the normie way. And really that was it pulled me in, and I started my business with Sisters of the Valley in Willows, and we were the wholesale arm of the business until COVID
So
hit
up
and
north.
spanked us.
So you were so for up north where exactly?
Yeah, about 3 hours north of Sacramento.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So we were set up there, business license, everything. We hit the ground running, and then we lost banking, and then we lost payment processing in 2019. And then right around the corner, things just started piling up. Right around the corner was COVID. That spanked us, and that's when Sister Kate came to me and said, "Let's join forces." And I moved.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So were you a part of Sisters of the Valley, or were you just doing your own, but you were just when you were up
She
north?
was another enclave because we have enclaves all over the world.
Oh, okay.
Oh, perfect segue, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have them all over the world. So she just had her own, and then recently came to the farm.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then what's an enclave? Why don't we go into that?
Well, kind of like, go ahead.
No, you go.
So kind of like what Sophia was saying about the Beguines, where they lived in little sustainable communities. That's really what an enclave is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We live together, we work together, we pray together. We have our houses together and our lives together, just on our little farm.
We trip over each other. Weren't we just talking about
Sometimes.
that? Yeah, sometimes.
So then you guys so they're all over the world, like you said, huh? And then is it all connected with Sisters of the Valley, right?
Yeah.
So you're like the headquarters?
Yeah,
or?
so see it like a franchise without the overhead of a franchise, without the big franchise costs attached to it.
Yeah, so we call our farm the mother farm.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's kind of like home base. Or we call it like Sisters of the Valley corporate. We trade off of what we call it. But it's basically like you said, like the home base. And then other people like Sophia, who around the world are called to this path. They talk to Sister Kate and, sign paperwork and figure out,
There's
how
a
they're going to
vetting.
do their own
There's
thing.
a vetting,
Yeah,
because
there's a
we're looking for
process.
serious people.
Yeah,
So
you
don't be
want
anywhere out there
someone-
pretending. We see you.
And then
Sorry, that was a sister move.
when you guys become a sister, like what are is there like not vows, but you know what I mean?
We
like
take vows.
yeah, yeah.
So we do
So
take vows.
what does that like consist of? What does being a sister consist of?
Or the vows. Are you talking about the vows or being a sister in general? Because being a sister it's comprised of a lot of elements.
We'll do the vows first.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
there are 6 vows. So, and it's servitude or service and devotion to the people, obedience, and that really is obedience to, not any man or woman.
The moon
or
cycles.
The moon cycles, correct. Do you want to talk about the moon cycles?
Well, you make the medicine. So you should talk about the moon cycle.
The moon cycles are really the phases between new moon and full moon, where we restrict our diets, we have no meat, and we also craft most of our medicine, just like our native relatives live by and work by. And our medicines are crafted new moon to full moon. We bless our medicines. We sage everything, even ourselves, daily. And we pray over the medicine and bless it, and then we send it off within the new moon to full moon cycles. And we have ceremonies. We have a business meeting on the new moon, and then we have a, I do apologize, that's my phone.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, no, you're
and
good.
then we have a full moon ceremony.
And isn't like the last, or like big moon or super moon, isn't it in a couple weeks too?
Yeah. Well, didn't it happen?
I think you're talking about the Ring of Fire eclipse.
Oh, there's that one, and then there's another.
And then
there's another one coming.
There's another one coming. It's like the last one of this year. It'll be another big full moon. Too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's wonderful because we're ready for that too.
We say the full moons are for the tribe, and then the new moons are for the women. So we have our own meetings, our own rituals, and then on the full moons we have our ceremonies.
So it's and ceremonies for everybody.
Yeah, for the tribe.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's what we have guests, and we have food,
and
we have dancing, and all kinds of fun.
Yeah.
Cool. And we're gonna get into that in just a little bit, but we'll go back to the vows.
Yeah. So then the next one is living simply, and we're all minimalists. I've not given up, because to give up means I have surrendered or sacrificed something, whereas it has been a pleasure to give
my
things away and let go and live a minimalist sort of life. And it's not like Sister Kate walks around saying, well, you can't have this and you can't have that. No, it's how all of us want to just live individually and be
sustainable too.
Right. And the biggest one is activism. That's part of our vows. We, really live and drive. I mean, COVID sort of put a stop on all of that. But, we do the Women's March every year. There's several things that we're a part of, like SB 360, which was something that we were fighting for pre-COVID, and something that we continue to help leaning into and help support. And then there's chastity, which is really more about, privatization. Our sexual lives are privatized. We don't talk about them. We don't display them. We're very modest women and men, and that's how we live. And then
so that
sure.
That
I knew
means
you were
that,
gonna. I knew you were gonna stay there.
no. But that means so everything's private, so it's up to your own personal
Exactly.
discretion.
Because we're an empowerment movement. We're not going to tell people what to do with their bodies.
Yes.
But we just privatize it, because healing has nothing to do with being sexy.
Yeah.
And when we're healing, we're not out, being sexy. And that's also interesting too, because a lot of people have been asking us lately about, the sexual orientations of people in our enclaves, or, their, gender identity. And that's why our answer is always, it's a personal journey, and we're not going to broadcast that. But if those people want to talk about it, then of course they can.
Okay, cool. And I was wondering, because I saw chastity on, I was doing a little research, but then I heard other or people saying private, it's just something private. And then I was just wanted to clarify.
It's just private, So, and then ecology, of course. So we're a feminist, eco-feminist movement. We are working really hard towards, creating a better planet for everyone, and living sustainably and in a good way.
That's
always.
cool. And then you guys, our Sister Kate, focused on with CBD. And then I was just wondering, I mean, this was obviously before you guys joined in, but I was just wondering, do you guys know any of the history about how it was for Sister Kate when marijuana was illegal, and then the transition to the legalization of marijuana, and how that was for her?
Difficult, frustrating. Not to speak for her, but I'm sure she'd say the same thing.
Yeah.
It was just really hard.
Yeah, it was a dangerous time for her.
It was dangerous,
and it's so crazy because at the end of the day, it's a plant. It's a plant that not somebody's creating or anything.
Well, there's a reason they're trying to keep us away from it. Is because it'll heal us better than the things that they.
Especially prescription drugs and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So she realized, during that time, that by wearing the veil and her habit, that people were kinder towards her also.
Yeah, it protects us in the work we do.
Yeah. And she still gets, a lot of people showing up while we're anywhere out in public and asking her questions and just wanting to have that moment with her. So she's known around this area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
we're all known.
So it's quite interesting when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I find it fascinating still, and I love watching her in action. She is a bright, brilliant, genuinely kind woman, and she's also stern in her sister Kate way because she's a serious woman.
Yeah, we're all serious.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing where maybe from the outside, some people might think like, oh, you're just like dress up as nuns and smoke weed or something. You know what I mean?
A lot of people think that. And a lot of people join thinking that that's going to be their life. They're just on vacation forever smoking weed and dressing up like a nun. But no, like our work is hard. We're battling systems on all levels that are working against us. We recently tried to, get a farm that's like 19 acres. So plus our 1 acre, we'd have 20 acres to finally be able to grow large scale hemp in our county. And we weren't able to because like, it's just hard. Like the last few years have been very difficult financially. And unless we kind of, summarize that unless we're a big corporation, we can't buy a lot of land in this area, which is literally the system built against us. So it's just frustrating at every end.
Yeah. And then it doesn't help right now in the sense this area right now, like real estate wise, it's like
nutty.
stupid. Like, I mean, we have, I don't get it. I don't get it either.
It's the new Bay. That's what I'm saying. It's the new Bay.
Yeah. And then, so I guess it was just tougher for her with the legalization and everything like that.
Yep.
And then, is that all the vows? Have we finished them?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, cool. Making sure. I just wanted to make
Covered all that.
And then, so you guys' products, they're CBD, and then like, what do they range from?
We brought some.
Oh, okay, let's show them off. Let's talk about them.
Okay. So we have our salves. We have 2 scents. We have the mint scent and we have the lavender scent. And those sizes come in 8 ounce, 4 ounce, and then respectively the smaller 2 ounce, and then even smaller than that, a tin.
Oh, dang.
0.5
Travel size,
ounce.
huh?
Yes, travel size. And so those are all topical. And so it's all high CBD and then very low, less than 0.3% THC. That's what makes it legal, and that's what makes everybody happy, and it's non-psychoactive. So topically, we've heard like people putting the salve on to treat headaches, migraines.
Oh, really?
Yep, burns and psoriasis and eczema. I mean, we're talking like all gamuts
Even
of
if you have like
issues.
an ingrown toenail and you put it on, like I know that's gross, but like it'll literally bring it to the surface.
Really?
Like it's crazy. Or like bug bites or like even a splinter, like anything.
Cold sores, you name it.
Yeah, that's what. Because I've used it like when I'm sore, like CBD products when I'm sore and stuff. But
well,
like,
you can go ahead and try this right
and
now.
everything's safe for pets too. I've used all of this on my cats.
Really?
Like I've had cats that have had very serious injuries, and I've always used the salve on them. Or say that you need to like have your cat travel on a train, and like I know you're not supposed to do that. Don't do what I do, but you know what I mean. And you just need to like kind of make them a little.
Segue into the story.
No, but you need to kind of calm them down a bit, and the oil is really good for that too. Like don't do what I do.
We did bring you some oils also. And so we've got our regular strength CBD oil, okay? And this is full plant-based oil, meaning it's not isolate oil, okay? So you have the benefits of the entire plant there, non-psychoactive. And then we also make stick tincture, which is interesting. That's with the food-grade alcohol that draws the good medicine from the sticks and the biomatter, the flower matter.
The rest of the plant?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we use the full plant. We're even talking about using the roots at some point.
Yeah, it's
Really?
just it's part of our vow of ecology. Like we were noticing, instead of just throwing away the sticks when we clean the weed for salves or for our tea, we can save the sticks and make a tincture that's a little bit more affordable for some people, and it still has a lot of potent medicine.
Wow.
Right.
And then, so what is like, what's your guys', so I'm just going to ask, what's your process of making the salves? Like, and then let's go into the oils afterwards.
Well, it's a basic cooking process where we combine ingredients with the flower matter. And then from there, we cook it through. We're very mindful of the temperatures. We have to babysit it. It's all handcrafted. And then from there, we add the essential oils and then our CBD plant oil. And then from there, it sets and it's ready to go.
Oh, okay.
So, so there's a whole process that's involved that includes prayer and mindfulness. Cleanliness. We are very quiet when we work. We're very patient when we work. And so there is the feeling of Abbey. We call the kitchen area our Abbey. And that's, if you all have heard or seen movies with abbeys in it or convents, it's a very quiet place.
Okay.
It's where we do our work. Because even though, it's just this, really this is a person that we're healing and we're changing their life. And we're finding, hopefully we're changing their life, but we're finding we're giving them something that they need that they can't find somewhere else. And we're giving them something that won't hurt them with side effects and things like that. So it's really the epitome of all our vows and all our work and all our activism, I really feel, is in our medicines.
It's basically that spiritual moment that you guys are dealing with, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, because
every jar is an individual. Every bottle is an
Sometimes
individual.
I name them. I'm like, this one's Mikey, and this one's Steven, this one's
we have fun like that. At the bottom of those bottles, you will see a label. That label is attached to the SC lab results and moon cycle.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that is how we track and trace our medicine.
That's cool.
Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
So there's some good old-fashioned values to everything that we're doing. And we're definitely not conveyor belts.
No.
Not that we have anything against conveyor belt, but that's just not who we are.
Yeah, and I think it's almost a little more, I'd rather have something handmade, and I think a lot of other people would too, you know what I mean? And it gets to the point where once it's conveyor belts and everything else, that would pretty much be the opposite of your guys' purpose, right? And
that's just not how we live. But if anybody's interested in our products, you can find our products at www.sistersofthevalley.org.
No one says www.
I do. See, this is the generational gap. I'm 49.
We have so much fun
she's
with
in her 20s.
Yeah.
She's always doing this kind of shit to me.
And then
I love
that's
it.
what
I love her.
Sister Kate was like. I think she was like, is it okay if Sister Quinn comes? She's younger.
Yes.
I think you'd get along with her better. That's why I just laughed.
So you have Sister Kate, then you have me, then you have Quinn.
Yeah.
And Quinn,
She's the baby.
how old are you?
I'm going to turn 25 this month.
Oh, okay, man.
Happy
really?
birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you. Nice. Yeah, I'm 28. I was just trying to see.
Wow.
Oh, geez,
And then,
you
okay,
guys.
you went to UC Merced. Did I see that?
Yeah, I did
okay.
go to UC Merced.
So you from Canada? How did you get
So when I
over
was
here?
around 10-ish, I moved to the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get into all the reasons, but
Oh, you're good.
I migrated from Canada to the Bay Area, and then I went to UC Merced for school. And it was kind of the serendipitous thing because it was a lesser known school at the time. And my counselor highly recommended it for me. And then I went, and I remember just coming to the Valley. And, my family sees, because at that point downtown was like a bail bondsman and a strip club. You know what I mean? And they were looking at it like, this is trash. But I just was here, and I'm like, this is where I need to be. There was this moment where it clicked for me. And then, I got my bachelor's at UC Merced. I'd heard about Sisters of the Valley, but I didn't really pursue it.
What'd you major in? Just
management and business economics.
Okay, gotcha.
Which fits perfectly for what I'm doing now. But yeah, so then after I graduated, I worked a few jobs, and then I ended up working with Sister Kate. And I actually put on an event for them at UC Merced, which was kind of awesome in its own right, because the UC had never really invited the nuns to the campus, let alone have a community event that's sponsored by a club on campus. You know what I mean? So it was awesome. And so after I ran that, I think Sister Kate realized that I knew how to do things.
Yes, very
well. And then
well.
I became her assistant, and the rest is history.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
But I'm no longer her assistant now. I actually work for UC Merced.
Oh, okay.
And then I also, work for Sisters of the Valley. I run social media. I run our fellowship program. Like I'm on the board of the corporation, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
same here. I have a whole other life, 21 years with a greeting card company, and I'm director of business there. So we have these other lives.
Yeah.
We're smart ladies, and we have these other lives, and we live our lives simply.
Yep.
That's cool. And so do you still work at UC Merced right now?
Yes.
That's cool. And then do you just do the sisters full time now?
No, I don't. I
Really?
do my full-time job during the day until
See, and I
2
think
o'clock.
that's something
and then
that no one thinks that. I mean, like, in my personal opinion, I just thought that you guys
Well, it's
did
different
this
for
sister
every
thing.
sister.
Mhm.
Not every sister does what we do,
Mhm.
but we make choices to do this for our own reasons, and we make it work.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, I've been, I don't know. It's so much more complex than like obviously what it looks like, or like all I've heard is just like the Weed Nuns. And I've watched, trust me, before this interview, you guys, I watched so many different videos. Like smoking weed with Audrey Plaza. and like, yeah, that one. And then just like all the ones with Sister Kate. And there was like, well, I was gonna ask Sister Kate a question just because like I was watching videos from like 6-7 years ago, and it was more, you know, she was like saying like this whole place just seems unfinished, you know, and like I just loved that term unfinished, because she didn't say like this place is like trash or anything like that. It just seems unfinished. And recently in Merced, to me, it seems like it's becoming more and more finished, more than I've ever seen it in my life. Because growing up, like there wasn't a lot to do around here. But if you go downtown now, and especially probably even like 3 years ago downtown to now downtown.
Oh my God, when I came here in 2014, like I told you, there was like nothing there.
Yeah.
But I noticed, especially as an econ person, I'm like, this is a developing economy.
Well,
like,
and if
this
the
is gonna be
UC's
the
that
new
young
place.
too.
Yeah. And especially as prices get higher in the Bay Area and LA, people are obviously going to migrate into here. So it's happening.
Yeah, it is. I'm just glad to see it too, just because for a long time I've just like heard so many people talk shit about this area, and I get it to a certain extent, but it's not as
but you're
crazy.
also protective of where you live.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you don't
Because
want
think about
people
it,
to
like we
view it
are
like
in
that.
close proximity of everything. Like if you're in the Bay, you have to drive forever to
Yeah,
get to
if you want to go to
SoCal.
Yosemite, or you have to drive like 4 or 5 hours.
We're
That's
just,
why
like, it's
I love we're like 2
prime.
hours, like literally 2 hours from everything.
Yes,
Yes.
smack dab in the
Everything.
middle
Yes.
of a little piece of heaven. Come on, right?
Yeah, dude,
Yes.
I love that you guys just
Yeah.
called it that. That makes me so happy. And then, so who's the most interesting visitor you guys have had at your home, or you know, couple of them?
I haven't been around for all of that.
Yeah.
But who would she say? Who would Sister Kate say
I feel
is
like
the most
Sister Kate would say
interesting?
someone we've never heard of.
Yeah, I know, right?
And like I have stories, but I don't want to tell them here because they're just disgusting.
So skip that one.
Okay, skip that.
Yeah, we always have very interesting people. Like we don't necessarily vet people who come to the farm. I do now have the application on Patreon where like if we really don't know them at all and have no way to verify who they are, we're like, hey, you know, fill out this application. But still, like people come in and we have known nothing about them, and we're like, whoa. Especially like since the lockdown has kind of ended-ish, and we're getting like more people coming out of the woodwork, and we're not used to it because we've been like holed up
You
on
for
the
a whole
farm.
year,
It's
yeah.
all with
So
people who are, like
strange.
like-minded,
Yeah.
all women who do the same thing every day and like
Yeah.
clean and like don't do certain things, and so it's been very interesting to
shift of it.
reintegrate back into society.
We're acclimating.
Yes, exactly. Because even though we work other jobs, like we both work from the farm.
Yeah.
So
And so, how was the quarantine for you guys? Was it, you
it
know,
was sad.
sad?
Well, I mean,
No, it
COVID
was.
spanked my business.
Yeah.
So how was it? A little crazy.
So you came during COVID to
Yes.
the farm?
February.
Yes, February.
Oh, right. During, I mean, that's like the
yeah.
first couple weeks of COVID.
Yeah. Oh no, we're not talking not at the beginning, towards the end. So
oh,
No, like this
year.
last
This last
This
February.
year, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
gotcha.
Sorry.
No, but we got spanked during COVID, the wholesale side of the business, and we decided to merge retail and wholesale. So now we're under one banner.
So we still have
okay.
wholesale, but
Right.
it's just at the Sisters of the Valley
Correct.
Oh, okay, gotcha,
You know,
gotcha.
so living simply and as frugally as possible,
Yeah.
and
But it was a
surviving
blessing because,
this.
like, I didn't live at the farm at the time. I recently actually just moved to the farm, like, last Friday, 1 week ago.
Oh, dang.
I moved to the farm, but I was in an apartment in Merced, and but I would come at night, and you know, it was just like me and Sister Kate, and it was kind of sad. And Sister Cass is there too, and she was work during the day, but she she and Brother Rudy have a house somewhere else. So really, like, the only person living at the farm was Sister Kate. And she was like, she says, what did she say? She's like, I was saying, Mother Goddess, like, one sister on a farm is not a béguinage. That's what she says.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was honestly a blessing when their enclave merged with ours. Suddenly it was like, and it wasn't like a new person. Like she understands our values and who we are. And so it was like amazing just to have more sisters. And then I moved on, and now
a little
we're
more of a
real
community.
Yeah, now it's back to having that feeling again, the béguinage feeling. The Geens and their béguinage.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Alrighty, now we're gonna get into the Instagram questions, you guys.
Okay,
so I mean, I'm just saying that so you know that these aren't the questions that I came up with.
I know what kind of questions they're gonna ask because I run social.
So yeah, so have you guys sworn off men?
Are you answering that, or
Some
am I
of us
answering
have.
that? All right, here I'm going to be truthful.
We'll
here.
do both, you guys.
Yeah. I was celibate for 2 years, and we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was.
Emphasis.
So we each have our own obviously select choices.
Yeah.
So that's me for me.
I don't know if I've sworn them off yet, but I've yet to find one that's like worth my time. Then that's honestly it for me.
Gotcha. And then, so here's the next one. You guys make your own clothes?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Or like
Not
I thrift stuff and then I'll kind of like spruce it up, you know?
Yeah, we love repurposing, but you know, we're fashionable civvies also.
But you guys, do you make, what is this?
Our veils.
Veils?
So some of them I think we get online, and then some of them Sister Kate has made.
She
I
has made.
think during COVID, she stitched us these special veils that had this part that would come down. It was kind of like a screen.
Like almost like a wedding veil.
Yeah. It was
sense?
perfect.
Yeah.
So we had like a veil in the back, and then we had like a thing that would come down and like little bonnets. Oh, I love those.
That's pretty cool. And then let's see. What do you guys think about Jesus?
I love Jesus.
He was probably a cannabis advocate back in his day. So.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's like the original stoner, right?
Yeah, well, you told me this. I think Jesus partied because I mean, like, think about
so
like
too.
they're
Who
like,
knows?
What else
they're
is
like,
there
we're
to do
out of
back
wine,
then?
Jesus. And he's just like, don't worry, I got you guys. We don't need to go on a beer run. Like,
Yeah,
I got you covered.
You guys high? You guys want some food? Don't worry, I got it. Just breaking
Hell yeah.
bread.
Yeah. So I mean, personally, I don't have a problem with Jesus.
Yeah.
Or anyone who believes
As
in
long
Jesus.
as people don't use the name Jesus to try to make other people do things that they don't want to
Thank you.
do.
Well said, sister.
Like, you know, Jesus, I think he's great, but if people are trying to, you know, morph that into their own agenda, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, and like I was raised super Christian, and I think growing up, like. Just being around like different type of churches. I went to multiple churches, but it kind of seems like, you know, you kind of get the sense where you're supposed to be at a place where there's no judgment, yet you feel like you're also at a place where there's a lot of judgment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just like interesting to, like you're saying, people can use religious in whatever way. And so obviously you guys aren't like not affiliated to a religion, right?
No.
But are you guys in the religious or spiritual, I guess is what you would
We
say?
say we're spiritual.
spiritual. Yeah.
And I guess like it goes down to like you're saying, each sister can have their own morals and values and things.
But then there's things we do together, like our moon ceremonies and our saging rituals and just the way we live, like how Sophia, you know, said some of our values and our vows. Like those are all kind of the way we live, but those are also part of our spirituality. But then there's individual things we do. Like sometimes I'm called to do a tarot reading, or sometimes I'm called to like, you know, stick some herbs in a jar and like bless it. You know what I mean? So we all have our own things. And then we've had, you know, Jewish sisters who, you know, do their own rituals.
We've had ex-nun, Catholic nun.
Oh yeah, I saw that, and she was like from actual.
Yeah.
She was like a nun.
Yeah, and then she was like, "These nuns look like they got it
These
going
are fun
on."
nuns.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you guys are good.
We have our own like little language.
No, I'm sure you guys do. And do you guys make any products non-weed related? That's a question.
Soaps?
Yeah, we make
Some weed.
soaps and some other enclaves I think also make other things. Like I'm trying to think of what else. But soon we're trying to create, or actually building the recipe for kind of a mushroom powder, like a not psilocybin, but like a functional mushroom, so like lion's mane.
Yeah.
those kinds of things, and trying to make like kind of like a mushroom blend.
That's like right up your guys' alley too.
Yeah.
Plant-based.
So we were gonna put CBD in it, but we decided not to, so we can have something that, you know, we can sell and not have to worry about all the regulation.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're gonna be launching that soon.
That's cool.
Yes.
And then how has recreational legalization affected your mission or purpose? Like, has it helped it, made it, you know what I mean?
Well, anything that gets medicine to more people, I think helps us and is literally aligned with our mission and is what we pray for every day.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Good. And then what are the requirements to become a sister?
Well, we take it kind of on a case-by-case basis. So we have a Patreon, and we have an application on Patreon where people can, you know, indicate if they want to visit or join us or work with us or whatever. And we kind of, you know, we have people fill that out just so we can get to know what kind of person they are a little bit more. And then after that, you know, we meet with the sisters and see how we feel. And then usually we have people come kind of for an internship on like a trial, you know, basis. And then, you know, we figure out where things go from there.
You have to put in the miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
And read the book
to-
of the
you have to show.
beginnings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but that's just the best route to success. There's people who like might just, you know, want to join, but like I think that the best way to be successful is to work the process and actually read the book of the beginnings and realize that we're more than just what we were talking about earlier. We're more than just like smoking weed on vacation, you know? Because I think a lot of people, they come and they become sisters, but they don't realize that like our work is hard, you know? And, you know, sometimes they just can't handle it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you're basically working your not real job, sorry, but you're working your normal day jobs during the day, and then in the evening time, are you working, or like how does your, you know, you're saying you're putting in the time? How do you just put in more time, like in the evening time for your job?
And on the weekends too.
Well, being on the farm, it's like kind of you're doing it all the time because even like unstacking the dishwasher, like you're doing things for the enclave so we can all succeed. You know, so I really think of things like that. It's kind of like a microcosm of the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we wake up and we, you know, have a certain attitude and we walk the grounds and like all of that, it doesn't seem like part of the work, but it's very intentional, everything.
Yeah.
Like, and even when we're at our, you know, other jobs, like we're intentional with what we do and we're at the farm and we, you know, take a quick break and go do something really quickly. So I would really say it's a full-time thing.
That's cool. I mean, I don't know, it's just very interesting to me. And then, so this next question is, why did you choose Merced to grow and start the business compared to other regions more known for weed, like Humboldt, you know, LA, San Francisco?
Sister Kate might have a better answer, but I would say probably because like she could get land here reasonably, like kind of affordably. And also Sister Kate is like would agree that she also has seen how this area is going to blow up. And I think also the fact that this area is like the worst for everything, the worst for air quality, the worst for education. So of course we'd want to be here because these are the types of people that need our medicines and our type of our vibes.
Yeah, I mean, just like I think I described this at the beginning, where the Beguines, you know, our ancestors, let's just call them that, set up shop in impoverished villages, and really they're there to lift people up. That, you know, as part of their mission is in servitude to others, to other people that are needing that. So and so why not here?
Yeah. I mean, and that reminds me of an interview that I was watching with Sister Kate, and she was saying how she wanted to use cannabis to bring outside money here.
Yes.
And I mean, so you guys know a little bit like how she helped make that possible?
You mean like bringing outside?
I mean, I just saw her. She had like
referencing?
I don't know. I was watching an interview. Let me see where it was.
Okay.
She just I heard you say in an interview that you wanted to bring outside money to the Central Valley through cannabis, and that was like 4 years ago. It was the interview, and I was just wondered, like, you know, obviously, I mean, obviously she did do it somehow, and that's just why I just wanted
even
more
creating
clarification on
jobs
it.
for the local people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our hires are local, and that puts more money, you know, because we sell internationally, so our money is coming kind of from all around the world, even though it's mostly in the U.S. But and then we can kind of, hire local people who really need jobs, who would maybe, have a lower paying job or a lower quality of life job, really, at another place. And we're able to create wealth that way for our area.
Yeah, through like basically building a stronger community
and
in
also
general.
just through like our regenerative farming, like all of it. Like I know it's not exactly like big business mindset, but really to me, it's the small things that make a difference and will really like, leave this area better off.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
And a lot of people come to visit us from all around and they buy around here. So we're really helping the economy.
And it's just cool. I mean, like, it's like, I mean, if you guys are known, around here, you're like whether people know Merced or not, like they're going to have to like drive through it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so, I mean, you guys are helping us in the sense of, and now it's going to be, I feel like we're getting to a point where if you go down to downtown Merced, it's like, oh, this is kind of a cute town, you know what I mean? Structurally, Merced looks really cool. And I always like talk about that because like, I lived in Turlock and I worked in Modesto and stuff. And like all the Central Valley towns, I mean, they're all like pretty similar. But I think like why Merced stands out to me is like structurally, like we have unique features. Like the Tioga looks unique. The Merced Tower looks unique.
Yes,
and now like El Cap looks unique, and even the Mainzer and everything else.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I really like that about Merced.
Yeah. No, it was funny. We heard about Mainzer from some media people who came to do a shoot for us. And I was like, wait, this kind of place? And then I realized it was the old cinema.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and I'm like, I feel like a tree.
Yeah. That's the thing, too.
That's
I was
true.
like,
You did say that.
I was like, I love cinema too.
I love cinema.
And I was like, because their Huevos Rancheros was like my
yes,
favorite.
for me it was the Eggs Benny on the weekend.
Oh my
anyway,
gosh.
sorry.
But no, I agree. But no, I just like, I'm like,
But I love Mainzer too.
I love Mainzer too.
But I
I'm
was like, damn.
I'm like, why was there just like Cinema Cafe? Why can't you just move somewhere? Like, I mean, like, stay in business.
I feel it.
But then I was also like, wow, this place is way bigger. Like, I didn't realize how big
and like
that empty room
the
was.
brewery tap was
Yeah.
like this technological thing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh
You
my
put your
god, I've never
card?
seen one
Yeah.
of these before. I didn't think the Merced was going to be the first place I interact, right?
Yeah.
It was nutty. Anyway.
No, that's cool. And then what do you guys look for in your breeding programs? So do you guys grow the weed at the farm?
So Brother Rudy is our main
He's our
kind of,
cultivator.
Mastermind behind all the weed grows.
Right. And so we have our personal medicine, and then we have, of course, our, CBD. And I don't know how much of that really gets used on our products. I forget what Sister Kate said, but we do have vendors that we work with that also supply us with the CBD, the pure plant, and they're all organic.
Yeah.
We work really hard to foster those good relationships with organic vendors.
But then so we kind of mix, I think, because you make the medicine. I don't know how we do it now, but we always put some of the stuff that grows in our farm in with the stuff we get from vendors, because we want everyone to have peace, and those are the plants we've blessed, and those are the plants we've put our energy into. But it's just too much hemp that we would need, and we don't have enough space or enough, it's just a lot of work to grow all that. So.
And that's like what you were looking for, like another
land,
right? So it can be more.
We want to walk the walk and talk the talk.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about all the times I went to like Bible study when they were saying that stuff.
Is that why you got that look on your face?
Honestly,
You make propaganda?
I didn't think that this was
I think
trademarked
the
or anything.
high was hitting me too. Like at that moment, I was like,
And the
I
veils
feel so deep right now. Like I feel like I'm getting so deep right now.
Love it.
And this is a personal question. What do you got? Not really, but what do you guys prefer, indica or sativa?
Can I go first? Indica.
Indica.
Sativa makes me paranoid as hell. And unless it's the good hybrids out there that are fine, I'm fine too, but indica totally. And I'm not so much recreational. I'm more like spiritual, and when I need to just chill out and relax, or if I'm hurting. So for me, it's very I meditate with a plant.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
Me too. I think I used to be more sativa, but now I'm more indica, now that I'm just chilling more. But I use it in the mornings, not first thing, but, when I feel like I need something to help me focus more when I'm working. And then also at night just to chill out.
Yeah.
Sleep.
And
oh my gosh, it's like this cure for nausea.
Yeah.
Holy cow. If I'm
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
nauseous and not well, instant relief. Thank you.
all every single part of the plant, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
All of it.
And then are men allowed to join?
Yes, we have brothers.
Yes.
And so what is the brothers'
Brothers.
roles?
So it kind of varies. So most of our brothers, I would say, so Brother Rudy and Brother Alex work with the plants in the garden.
That is
And then
correct.
Brother David works in the office. And then we also have brothers around the world. And I can't necessarily attest to exactly what they do. But I actually saw some pictures online recently from Tranquil Waters in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
right?
Wisconsin.
And Brother Joel was making some salves.
Oh,
and it was so
nice.
nice to see a brother making salves.
That's very interesting.
And I like that. So really kind of the role varies and it kind of depends on the need and also the skill set.
We have an
So-
ex-monk actually who's a brother.
Yeah.
And he's in Brazil.
Yeah, I
is
think
he?
Brazil.
Yes.
Brother Ben.
Yes, Brother Ben. So
Really?
yeah.
That's cool.
And then we have Brother Matt, who's in the UK, and he runs the wholesale business in the UK.
And then, so I mean, where does your guys' where does it rain from? I mean, you said Brazil, UK. Where else? I mean, just
Nine
name.
Sisters
So
in
on
Mexico.
our Instagram,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have like the highlights where it
Yeah.
has all the countries where we have
New Zealand.
enclaves. So we have Mexico, Brazil, California, Scandinavia, UK, New Zealand, and Wisconsin.
Oh man.
But there's people every day who reach out to us wanting to start their own enclave. And again, the Patreon application is what we do with those people.
And you kind of just have to make sure they're legitimate and everything. They're
Well,
serious
there was
about
really no
this.
process until recently. But now it's nice to have a process because we would just collect people like in our emails and stuff and we'd lose things. you know.
Yeah.
So this is a better way to organize it and actually better for the people and then also better for us on the back end.
Yeah, that's cool. And then, so let's say someone does want to start their own enclave. Does Sister Kate kind of lead them in the direction, or?
So first it would be go to Patreon, look at our stuff, read the Book of the New Beginnings, then fill out the application. Then I would look at it. Then, I'd call them and talk to them probably and just see, like, we need to know if people are serious. And, we'd ask them questions like we'd hire anyone,
Yeah.
And then I'd probably talk to Sophia about it. And then eventually after maybe like a couple conversations with this person, and if we decided that it was someone serious and we wanted to bring to Sister Kate, then we'd bring them to Sister Kate for kind of the final thing. And I would say that I'd also want to have some kind of documents about what they really want to do and what their goal is, and then an actual plan before we bring it to Sister Kate.
I guess that was my question. Let's say like someone has gone through all those steps. Are they just, now like helping with what you guys are doing? Or are they just trying to start their own,
It kind of
doing
depends.
everything?
So usually I'm just kind of going with the case studies that we have.
Yeah.
But of course, everything's on a case-by-case basis. We're pretty flexible.
Mm-hmm.
But usually I would say we have people come and then they want to either be like wholesalers, like they want us to, buy our products wholesale and sell it like somewhere else. So that's what Brother Matt does in England.
Gotcha.
But other people have just wanted to kind of use the brand Sisters of the Valley and make their own products. And they have also done that, like the Mexico Sisters and even Tranquil Waters in a
make
sense.
shampoo,
Because
I
they
think,
do
also.
make similar products, but they have a slightly different
So,
product.
yeah,
line.
they have multiple. She's like an essential oil guru, Sister Marilyn.
Yeah.
Marilyn?
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Sister Marilyn? Okay. So she puts a whole new spin on the salves, So yeah.
And I'm sure making those connections, does that help you in the sense of do you use her for essential oils and stuff or no?
No, we order it, but it's nice because sometimes if people want like a custom order, like they want something with no essential oils, we'll bring it. Well, I will tell them to order from them because they're more flexible. Because we kind of make one recipe, or I guess 2 recipes, and 2 cents, and we go out, and it's a lot of effort to make like it specially.
Yeah.
But Sister Marilyn's set up for that, so we always send them to her, which is kind of nice, And or if like it's really nice too, because if someone's in another country, we can tell them like if they're in England, like go to Brother Matt, or we can tell them. It's just nice, and that's also our vision is we want to be global. We want people to be living this way in their own little sustainable communities, making our medicine and helping their local people, because everything's better local. And I think that the medicine is included in that.
No, yeah, I completely agree with that. And like I really like what you said about like everything's better local. Just in general, I feel like you need to be putting like the good energy and just, supporting everyone local. And I feel like for a long time, especially in this area, people were always trying to like, oh, we got to go, like 2 hours to buy a car. We need to, go to the Bay Area to go have fun or whatever.
Yeah.
And now like what the quarantine showed me is just like, we have everything that a big city.
You can do it all right
yeah,
here.
exactly.
Yep.
And that's where like,
You can get it sent in.
yeah, exactly. And what's your guys' opinion on legalizing all drugs?
Well, it depends what we mean by all drugs. I think there's drugs that are harmful, like certain chemical compounds that are harmful, like meth and heroin and, cocaine to a certain extent. Just like things that I don't, I can't really necessarily speak on all that, but like I don't think that's necessarily good for your body.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. We're not giving medical advice, but that doesn't seem like it's good for your body. It also seems highly addictive, which makes it even worse for your body and your mental health and your own sacredness and you and your body. But I say that drugs that really heal to me, psilocybin to me, like CBD, like all the hemp compounds. Yeah. I think those, and there's a lot of other like medicinal things that come from plants that, actually help people. And I think that stuff should be more readily available so people don't have to buy from the pharmaceuticals. And the thing that's interesting too is a lot of people want to use this kind of medicine to heal, but insurance doesn't cover that. Yeah. And legalization can help people actually use insurance to buy this kind of stuff eventually. That's my dream.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. It's crazy to me that weed's legalized in a lot of states, but still federally illegal. And especially you would think okay, let's go. If there's a Democrat president, why isn't it being, legal federally? I don't know.
Everything's political.
We don't need to get political, you guys. I was like, we don't need to do that. Sorry, but
no. You're not making it political. It's just the society has made it political. Yeah. For reasons that we've discussed, where they want to control it. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. And the next question is kind of right up the alley of what we just talked about. Do you guys experiment with magic mushrooms? You don't have to say.
Oh, no, I'm going to be honest. No, I have not experimented with those, but I do microdose. And I microdose 5 days on and 2 days off. And let me tell you something, it has helped me a tremendous amount.
Yeah, we all do. I do it too. The microdose.
Yeah. And so, I like to have control over my faculties and everything, a bit of OCD. And so I don't want to put myself in that situation. So I've educated myself about what I would have to go through. And it's not something I need.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No, that's good. And Instagram questions, you guys. But if you could smoke with anyone in the, anyone, who would you smoke with?
Jesus.
That was perfect.
I was thinking that, and I went, no, don't say that, Sister Sophia.
Because that's what I always say to this question. I think this is what I always say to this question. Oh my God. But I don't know. Funny. I think for real, of course, Jesus would be totally dope. But I would also want to have someone who's a female, activist, or someone who's, not of the male gender identity. Someone who's an activist and someone who's really cool. And I would definitely just want to sit down and smoke with them.
Pick their brain, kind of talk to them, just see how they are.
Or even just smoke and be next to them and be like, yeah, we both get it.
Yeah. How about you?
Me? Oh my God, that's so many people on my list.
You could just name the people.
No, I mean there's just so many. I mean from like Hollywood's movie stars to, Jesus. Buddha.
Oh yeah, Gandhi.
That would be cool.
Gandhi.
Yeah.
Mother Teresa would be a good one. She's definitely a stoner.
Mother Nature. If Mother Nature was a person, that'd be a pretty good person to smoke with.
An ancient African queen.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have this just affinity for the African cultures. I grew up in South Africa.
Oh, really?
Yes. And So anyway, so yes, an African queen.
Yeah.
How long were you in South Africa?
Until I was 12.
Oh, wow.
And then it got super seriously ugly over there. And it took my dad about 8 years to get us immigrated, and we made our way across. So I'm,
Wow.
my daughter's first generation.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yes, an African queen.
Yes. Or like a tribal elder, which I guess we have.
Mandela. Oh my gosh, there's so many people. Come on, you guys.
yeah.
There's just so many people. Sorry.
I love that like most years are like just like leaders, or not leaders, but like not even figure. Yeah, I guess they're like figures, but they weren't like
They're
like
from history.
yeah, important figures in history. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
It
I
wasn't
just
like
Maya Angelou.
Yeah,
Oh.
that'd be cool.
That would just be like a dream
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, sorry. I did a very
you're good.
visceral thing.
No, I like.
But I
liked
think
all
about
those.
I think about these things.
Yeah.
Like who would it? But anyway, okay. So there.
No, that's good. And then, have you guys ever ate too many edibles?
Huh? We were just talking about this. Hence why I don't do edibles. Whoa, me and edibles do not get
Sophia
along.
had an experience.
I had an experience with cake. And the Women's March in LA. Let's just leave it at that.
Yep. Yep. I definitely have two. Yeah. I greened out. Isn't that what they say when you are like
it's
doing
like when
edibles?
you're like watching yourself.
Yes.
Like, you're not even in your body.
Oh, I got
anymore.
like sick. Like I was like,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about edibles too. Is like, I mean, the thing is, you're also like using the oil, right?
Yeah.
So like,
It hits
like how do you
it's-
how do you know like this piece of cake has this much and this
Yeah.
piece has this
Right.
much?
how do you
'Cause
even know a piece
you
of cake
don't.
has it in it in the
And
first place?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I like with about like all the store ones though. Like when people are like, they're like, oh, this edible has 10 milligrams in it. Like, and I'm like, sure that they have gotten it down, but I still feel like
I
there's
know,
definitely
it's
a
a bit
chance
much.
that this one has way more than this one.
No, but for all y'all that just love the edibles, good on you guys. It's just not my preference.
Yeah.
And that's all. I mean, gosh, this plant is so versatile and so intelligent.
Yeah, it's wild.
And so this is what I've chosen. I smoke it, and I'm happy with that. And I ingest my CBD, and I'm a happy camper.
And you can sprinkle it in your smoothie or something.
Or that
the
too,
CBD,
yeah.
like the oil or the
Oh
or the
yeah.
tincture.
Mhm. And what are the difference between these two tinctures?
So tincture's made with alcohol, and then the oil's made with oil.
Oh, just the CBD. Gotcha. So, and then the stick tincture, does it have similar like properties, or does a similar thing? Or
It has similar properties. What you don't have in the stick tincture is the actual liquid CBD form of the plant, like you do in all of the other oils. And you don't have an essential oil in that one.
gotcha. So, but what is the stick tincture used for?
Oh my gosh! Well, anywhere from seizures, right?
Yeah, a lot of people. I'm just wondering because I think that the tincture works better for seizures than
It
the
does.
oil, but I'm not sure.
It does. Yes, a combo of tincture and oil actually
Yeah.
works really well.
I think the tincture for like the immediate symptoms, and then the oil just to like relax the nervous system.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I was just wondering the difference.
Sure.
And then Instagram
another
question
one?
again. Do you guys have any weed rivals?
We have rivals. And we all smoke weed. And I'll leave it at that.
Well, have you guys ever seen these? There's these YouTube videos. It's like they'll get like an atheist, a rabbi,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
a priest, and they'll have them all smoke weed together.
Yeah,
But they'll
yeah.
also have like just like a Black Lives Matter movement and like an anti-Black Lives, like they'll have them smoke weed. But I really like those because they're like at the end of like they all like just get along pretty well. Like, and that's like at the end of the day, it's like whatever your personal beliefs are, that's fine. But there's a reason they're your personal beliefs.
Yeah.
And I think the society that we live in right now is a little too caught up in.
And cannabis does not discriminate.
Yeah.
I think rivals may be a wrong word, but I think there's people who we don't align with on our journey.
Yeah, just different views and
Yes.
perspectives, mindsets.
Yes.
But we love everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, well, at the end of the
But
day,
all power to them. Like I hope they use our salves and they find healing.
yeah,
What?
exactly. They find healing in their own
She
way.
said.
And then the last question from the Instagram one is, how can people get involved with your guys' moon ceremonies?
So definitely Patreon, the application on Patreon. And then also you can DM us on Instagram. And I'll probably just send you the application, but at least you'll like have that point of contact. But yeah, I would say especially join Patreon. And even if you join Patreon, you can DM us in there and let us know. Because we're gonna if it's someone that we don't know, we're definitely gonna ask them to fill out the application before coming.
Oh, gotcha. So in order to come to the moon ceremony, you got to fill out the application, and then your moon ceremonies. What is it kind of like? What do you guys do there?
So we usually have dinner catered, and we eat. And then it depends on the time of year, because I think sometimes we eat afterwards if it's like gonna get dark. And then later when it's lighter, then we eat before and then we do the ceremony. But yeah, so we usually eat, and then we usually, have our ceremony, which is like songs, prayers.
Around an open circle fire.
Stories, things like that. And we, go around the circle. And then afterwards, sometimes we do like rituals and stuff. And then afterwards, everyone just hangs out.
That's cool. I would like.
You guys need to come.
Yeah, no, I want to come. Yeah, I'm actually a
come.
videographer, so I would love to capture some of that stuff
and
even come
next
out.
One.
Yeah. I think,
which is going to be a special one because it's the equinox, right?
Yeah. When is it? On the
24th?
Yeah, I was saying it is 24th. I just saw the thing. It was like moons you don't want to miss this year or whatever. And it was like the eclipse is happening, and then
I know it's a powerful
one.
time.
Yeah.
So DM us and then I'll give you the information.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, because my fiance's been really
you guys both
interested
need to come.
into it.
Friends or whatever you want
cool,
to do.
dude. That'd be awesome. I just want
let
to
us
see.
know.
Yeah, I'll let you know, dude.
Yeah, because then we can have enough food for everyone.
Yep.
Dude, that's really cool. Honestly, I don't know. I just am excited.
Well, good. Thank you.
Of course. And then, that's all the questions I have. So
they were so docile on Instagram. I was expecting to rip us to shreds.
Well, you guys, people like you around here,
No, I think because I recently have gotten us to kind of an audience more on TikTok.
Oh.
So I recently got us there. We have 50,000 people there, really suddenly. And it's a whole new audience. So I think I'm getting a lot of haters.
And TikTok's a little, I think,
and they're wild out there.
Yeah.
It's a wild west.
TikTok's,
I've been seeing, I think, a lot more things than the Instagram crowd want to know.
All right, sweet. And then is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything I missed on asking questions?
I think we could talk about really quickly our affiliate program.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, so we have our retail store at the website. We also have wholesale at the website, but we also recently launched an affiliate program. So what you can do is you register on our website, you get a special link. So if you recommend our salves to someone, you can get a percentage of that sale. So anyone can sign up for that on our website. And we'll get you set up, and you can put the link anywhere, and
hey, man, on this podcast,
make some money for helping us out. So
nice and easy.
No, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah,
well, sweet. Well, Sister Sophia, Sister Quinn, I really appreciate you guys for being here. It was a pleasure talking to you guys.
Awesome.
You likewise. This was a lot of fun.
This was fun.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys liked it.
Oh, we bless farms also. Sorry.
So you just go. And
that was excessive. Sorry.
So you guys have little rituals though, or I see you guys have
ceremonies.
Yeah,
and ceremonies. Stuff. Yep. And basically, it's prayer, it's meditation, it's singing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's putting sage in the fire or cedar wood in the fire and releasing what we would like to happen in the future, a prayer, if you will, into the fire. So it's just a lot. It's very, very calm and fun.
And we do bless farms, Sophia.
We do. I'm so sorry I said that out loud. I'm like, yes, we are. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Well, hey, thank you for being here.
It was great to meet you.
Of course, we'll have to do this again.
Yes.
And once again, you guys, this is the Sisters of the Valley here on Real Talk and Whatnot, aka the Weed Nuns.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. This is it. Real Talk and Whatnot.
Real talk. That's what it is.
Real talk.